Hey Simmers!
Hi everyone.
Welcome to Make 2 and an original house design in my town, Sims Landing. So we got 3 new premium-sized lots on the island with the DIY Homes update, and it has taken me a while to actually start building. This is the first one I've done. I haven't built on the other 2 yet, but it's next to the carnival. I've been thinking about this for a while, but I decided to finally take a risk and do a small gated community of townhomes, or condominiums as one might call it. So I posted a few pictures while this was in progress to my Instagram, Sims Landing, and then did some more poking, and I probably will still do some more poking at this as things go on, because I can't ever help but do stuff on my properties. But this is largely done, I think, now. Just giving an overview of the first and second floors. It's on 3 floors, the entire property. And then I will go through in detail each one.
So you've got 5 separate buildings, each with 3 floors,
yes,
all on a single premium lot, which originally was
Teen Idol Mansion. Yeah. And I have a couple of items outside because of a glitch, which, yeah, probably not quite the right thing to be doing in the game, but I didn't go overboard with it at least. So anyway, the entire property is enclosed by this patio and patio railings. Basically, the thing about townhomes and condominiums is that you've got to mirror the structures and the fixtures. So I wanted to kind of keep everything very uniform, or as much as possible, and then just change up the decorating inside. So for instance, counters and ovens and refrigerators, windows and doors, those will all be in the same place across these 2 houses in the front, but all the rest of it will be slightly different because of, different occupants will have different decorating schemes.
The developers make the buildings identical,
yep,
and it's only the occupants, who can add their own personality.
Yeah, basically just the same way as in real life when you move into an apartment. So which one should I start on first? I mean,
There's so many to choose from. Let's go with this one.
Okay, this is where Bruce Wayne has decided to park himself. So basically, you'll see throughout the properties, the color scheme is very pale. I went with the white plank floors. I've actually never really used these to decorate with. I've not done much in terms of like uniform, or what's the word? Monochrome color before, so this was kind of a personal challenge to me to see what I could do with it. And anyway, the entrance to the property is through these double doors, and you get into this combination living and dining area. And off of the side over here is a kitchen with the sort of green marble countertops. Back here is a powder room. And by the way, one of the other challenges of this property was how much stuff and structure could I cram into a very small space, because I wanted to make sure there was room for, 4 other buildings on the property. So the width across is not that much. I think it's like, what is this, 10? Yes.
About 10 by 7 maybe?
Yeah. So basically, that's why everything had to be on 3 floors, because I wanted, A, to have that condominium feel, and B, I wanted to have these feel very livable while still being very compact. So if you go up the spiral staircase, you then get into the bedroom. This is a 1-bedroom home, and we were talking before about wanting the spiral staircases to be, you can go as many floors as you want in a single spiral staircase, because you see how I had to put in another one to go up to the 3rd floor. It'd
be great if you could stack them one on top of the other.
Yes.
And when someone goes onto them, same with elevators, you could specify floor 1, floor 2, floor 3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At the moment, you have to put 2 elevators next to each other. You have to put 2 spiral staircases next to each other. And let me tell you, rotating these spiral staircases so that they actually work and a sim can actually go up them is really difficult and time consuming. Like, the rules for it are a little bit strange. Like, if you rotate one way, it works. If you rotate another way in the mirror property across the patio, it worked differently. I will spare you guys the details of the headaches that I went through with that, but there were a few. So anyway, this is the bedroom, and it's sort of decorated in a bluish style, so I splurged on some of the blue Social Point furniture items. It has its own walk-in closet here, which then goes onto a bigger bathroom.
I like that bath. I think that's my favourite bath.
Yeah, this designer bath is just very luxurious.
I think it also has a jacuzzi jets in it.
Oh yeah, it does, doesn't it? Mm-hmm. Very nice. Bruce Wayne, why don't you take a bath? Quick tip. Okay, and then taking that spiral staircase up, you get to a sort of sunroom, and off of there is a balcony. Personalized balcony for the occupants. And the reason that I have this 1x2 room coming off of it is because it makes for a more interesting roof structure. So I don't know if you guys noticed from the town map, but the roof comes out from this 3x7 room here, and that 3x6 actually, and that makes it kind of look more, more home-like, I guess. Instead of just having one, rectangle, you've got instead a little bit of texture to the roof.
Yeah, in real life buildings that have just kind of that straight up and down triangle roof like we drew when we were kids just doesn't look very interesting and isn't, yeah. You want to make your roofs more interesting like you do with your rooms.
Yeah. So the only thing about that is because this 1x2 room is completely taken up with doors on either side, this archway and the Social Point doors, you can't put any lights in because you can't put anything in a block that's directly in front of a door. So at night, this is a completely dark room. Anyway, going down to the other property, it's again a mirror in terms of the stairs and doors and windows and all of that, but the decorating scheme is just slightly different. And for this one, I tried to go with sort of green and red and wood, sort of pale brown wood. Oh, and you can see, by the way, the staircase, has to face this way. It's usable, but I also had to keep the couches only 2 blocks wide, because if I had tried to put a longer couch there, then the sim wouldn't be able to access the staircase. These are the trials of my life. Anyway, this is the bedroom, and again, keeping with the same decorating scheme as downstairs, but I have put in a computer here in case, whoever is the occupant of the house wants to use that. And upstairs, the office is a little bit different as well.
It's more of a reading room.
Yeah, more of a reading room. Yeah. So it's got the armchairs here, but also this Eames chair, which goes for a number of social points. And then over here is their balcony, and I went with a black and gold theme. And I've got this outdoor privacy screen. These came with the patios. I'm not quite sure about them. I just haven't found much use for them lately, and they take up a lot of space. They take up, 1x2, and yeah, I'm still experimenting with them in the game. Just not sure what to do. The second 2 buildings are also mirrors of each other, but they are different from the first 2. So these 2 are their own style. And just starting over here, I went with more of a kind of black and chrome kind of thing. And you can see here now, the main difference in these houses are the staircases and how they're laid out. So I went with the glass and steel. These are technically called basement stairs, but you can use them indoors and you don't need a basement. Upstairs, that opens onto a hallway. So instead of having the staircase open directly onto the bedroom, it opens onto a hallway. And the bedroom is a little bit bigger for that. Has, again, its own walk-in closet, but this time the bathroom opens directly onto the bedroom. And one thing that I discovered, which was really cool when I was trying to figure out where these freaking staircases were supposed to go, was that you can just put a staircase to take up an entire 1 block wide room. So this staircase up to the 3rd floor just takes up, this entire back section of the house, and have this open doorway here to sort of simulate just a hallway that goes L-shaped, really. So up on the 3rd floor, that staircase goes into another sort of luxury lounge room kind of thing. And then this balcony is decorated in green.
Oh, I like what you've done with the fountains, putting their corner planters, but you put them together to make a little circle.
I got this idea from another simmer I saw on Facebook. I can't remember the name, I'm really sorry, but yeah, I just thought it was a cool idea. So now over here, the mirror property is decorated in sort of social point green and gray, but again, it's largely the same structure. And then the balcony is a little more casual, just lounge chairs and towels, and a couple of tables from the Latin villa. So they're more of a party. Let's say they're more of a party villa, and that's why this villa has the privacy screen, because, they don't want to be seeing all the kind of stuff that's going on over in this house.
What I like about all 4 of these is they do feel quite luxurious. There's sort of a mix of modern living and loft living as well.
Yeah.
With the metal staircase and the spiral staircases, they're kind of very reminiscent of loft apartments.
Yeah, that's sort of what it is.
But still with the classic windows, it's kind of got that old but new feel to them all.
I mean, the challenge of mirroring everything meant that I had to get a lot of these white doors and windows and archways. If I never have to see one of these again, it will be too soon. Like, I want to move on to something using something else. So anyway, in the back of the property is, I guess, the biggest house that is available. And you enter onto this entryway here, which has a very different staircase. And over here is the kitchen. I went with basically just as open plan as possible. So all of these doorways are kind of side by side by side. And these are technically, different rooms, but it just feels very open. And over here is the combination living and dining area. Went with a big, long social points table because I figured this house is bigger, so they deserve a bigger table. And this, black couch here. I don't often get the black couch, but I just figured something different would be good.
And there's a powder room down in the corner.
You're correct. There is a powder room down in the corner. And then going up the stairs, you enter onto this hallway. And I have to say, this is one of the kind of new tricks of building techniques, which I just discovered how to do with this building. And that is to have, basically, as you can see, the hallway kind of extends back here. And then that's where the actual doorways for the bedrooms are.
So that's just a 1x2 room at the back. But where the stairs are along the front now, that's all one room. Yeah,
these 2 staircases are in one room, as you said. And then this open doorway gives the illusion that the room actually goes this way. Does that make sense? Yeah. So... Yeah, it just creates a sort of mini hallway.
Thing,
yeah. On the left is a sort of girly bedroom. This house has 2 bedrooms. The other houses only had 1. So I decided to go with different themes for each bedroom. This is, as I said, kind of girly. It's got pink and stuff like that. And I mean,
like that.
I am a girl, but I don't fool with pink, but I just figured it's nice for decorating.
I have pink. I have pink ties for work.
Well, we
shirts.
We both push boundaries. So anyway, this is her walk-in closet. And this is her private balcony.
Wow, that is luxurious.
Yeah.
And you've used those balcony posts to go down to the patio. I think that gives a nice line.
Yeah, exactly. They're not strictly necessary, but I just figured it would be nice.
They're decorative rather than structural.
Exactly. You don't need them for your balcony. You can extend your balcony, as we've shown in a previous video. You can extend a balcony 3 blocks away from any room on the same floor. But the posts are just there for, the heck of it. I actually would have loved to have put corner posts on here, but those... You have to have 4 clear blocks of space, and I just didn't have room under this corner because I wanted to put this white planter back here. So I went with the just straight line support post down here. So across the hallway is the more, I would say, gender neutral bedroom. So it's just decorated in black and white. By the way, those 2 bedrooms share a bathroom here. And that has its own balcony as well. And then going up to the 3rd floor is...
Wow.
Yeah, a sort of party room. I guess this house, if they've got guests over for a party, then they bring them up here and have good times. So you've got, this new bar came with the DIY Homes update, and I haven't used it in a property yet, so I just figured this was a good place for it. And the stereo that we've had for a while. And that has its own bathroom here, because you don't want your guests using your nice bathroom. And yeah, so then there are balconies on either side, which I just purposefully left undecorated because I figured, party goers don't need to be stumbling over flowers and things like that. These red furniture items, by the way, are from the Product Red charity update, which came for Apple users only in late November of 2014. So I just thought they would slot in pretty well there. So yeah, that is my village of townhomes.
Yeah, there's a lot to see.
So if you guys enjoyed this video, then please give a thumbs up and let us know what you thought in the comments. And if you want to visit this property, then you need to become neighbors with me by making friends on Facebook. My Facebook link is below. Sorry for Game Center users. Our Game Center has hit 500 friends and we can no longer accept new friends on it. But if you are able to link with me on Facebook, then that's the way to do it.
Thanks for watching.